Mixed Methods Analysis of Technology-Based Interventions on Learning Outcomes of Students with Disabilities by Barber,
Mohammed Alshuayl.
The purpose of this study is to determine the effects of both instructional and assistive technology on the literacy outcomes for students with disabilities.
On our literature review, we focused on two topics. First, literacy instruction for students with disabilities. Second, types of technology that have been used to support students with disabilities accessing to the literacy components. We will start with what research says about literacy instruction for students with disabilities. Literacy skills have been well documented as a key indicator of post and within school success for students with and without disabilities. There are several studies conclude that students with poor reading skills are more likely to have lower self-esteem, increased behavioral issues, and lower rate of graduation. When it comes to the historical part of providing literacy for students with disabilities have been taught in isolated settings such as specialized schools or special education classroom within regular schools. And in those segregated settings, instructors focus on sight word identification or key vocabulary deemed important for safety or specific applications, for example, job applications. And this functional literacy approach is no longer supported by research, as it greatly limits access to a broader and more enriched literacy curriculum. Moving to the legalization piece, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act is one of the most important laws that have been passed to support providing literacy instruction for students with disabilities in general classrooms. IDEA 2004 mandated that all students with disabilities be involved in the general curriculum. As a result, the quality of literacy instruction has been improved for students with disabilities since 2004. Also, over the past several decades, a growing body of research has found that appropriate instructional supports using evidence-based practices can provide individuals with disabilities, even individuals with severe disabilities, the opportunity to learn grade-level content, including literacy content. The big takeaway is that there is a call for increasing the quality of literacy instruction for all students because of the importance it has on in-school and post-school outcomes for students with and without disabilities.
Technology is ubiquitous. The debate is no longer whether technology should be used in the classroom, but how it can be used to improve learning, to ensure that all students have equal access to high-quality, personalized educational experiences. Innovative, interactive educational tools and apps have never been more widely available to teachers and students, while advances in the learning sciences, research, and experience have improved our understanding of how people learn. Technology gives students more choice over what and how they learn, and it allows students to learn at their preferred pace. Technology has long been recognized as a support for accessing and acquiring the components of literacy. Because students with disabilities may acquire literacy skills later than their typical peers, it is critical to provide early interventions with literacy-enhancing instructional and assistive technology. We asked two research questions. What types of technology interventions are used to support students with disabilities? And how are the technology interventions implemented? Before our search for articles began, we settled on a set of key terms: instructional technology, assistive technology, disability, and literacy. The descriptors were used systematically and or in combination with one another. We narrowed our search to certain databases: ERIC, SiteInfo, Academic Search Complete, ProQuest Education Journal, ProQuest Research Library, and Academic Search Complete. As a result, we identified 15 research articles that met our established criteria for inclusion in this literature review. For this study, we reviewed 10 of these articles.
We decided to have eight criteria. Data must be collected on students with disabilities in inclusion or segregated settings. Second, the technology-based literacy interventions was implemented with students within the K to 12 grade range. Third, at least one participant is considered at risk or identified as having a disability. Fourth, intervention was implemented by the classroom teacher or other person in the classroom, and we excluded volunteer and parents. Intervention is provided in a small group or as a whole class strategy. We limited our search for studies that used the approach of an experimental design and were published between 2012-2016 and published in peer-reviewed journal. We created a coding sheet that contains the following components: type of technology, type of disabilities, grade, type of research design, setting, study findings, curriculum area, teacher training, pre and post test, follow up and checking for sustaining the skills. For the interreliability check, the percentage was 88% of the agreement, and the area that we had kind of disagreement was that the research design for one study.
Instructional technology is any technology used by teachers and or students during instruction. Assistive technology is any technology that enhances learning for persons with disabilities. Types of technology found in the research articles selected were digital graphic organizers, which use pictures or diagrams that portray relationships among key concepts and help students form a schematic map from this information. iBooks Author is an app that allows students to manipulate text, multimedia transitions, and animations to create a digital book that can be uploaded and shared from a virtual bookshelf. Interactive whiteboards allow teachers to differentiate instruction, representing content in a variety of ways and helping students deepen their understanding of difficult concepts. Multimedia resources such as written text, pictures, video, sound, diagrams, and websites can easily be incorporated into lessons. Teachers report student engagement is enhanced when using interactive technology, even if teachers had difficulty operating it efficiently. Digital pens look and perform much like typical ballpoint pens. They write with real ink on real paper. However, digital pens also digitize every pen stroke that is made, and then later transfer those pen strokes to digital pages. Words, notes, and diagrams written by students can quickly be turned into digital files for easy viewing and sharing. Synchronous online collaboration is similar to face-to-face tutoring, providing multiple opportunities for interaction between teacher and student. Instruction may be delivered using emerging technologies for collaborative communication like Google Docs, and media-rich content which can engage students and maximize learning.
Continuing on the types of technology that are used with students with disabilities, video modeling was a strategy that was approved as evidence-based practice for students with disabilities. Video modeling is a form of observational learning in which desired skills and behaviors are learned by watching a video demonstration and then imitating the behavior of the model. In video modeling, the learner observes the entire video at one time, then performs the task. Video prompting. Video prompting is an application of video modeling where the learner uses the same video that would be created for video modeling but adds breaks for the learners to perform that step of the task. In video prompting, the learner watches a chunk of video and then performs what he or she just saw. In video prompting, the learner applies task analysis skills. Video self-modeling. Video self-modeling is an application of video modeling where individuals watch themselves accurately perform behaviors or skills on video, and they independently imitate the targeted behaviors or skills.
Overall, we find studies show students with disabilities improve in their literacy outcomes when provided with instructional and assistive technology-based interventions. Various technologies are used as instructional technologies: video modeling, iBook Author, digital graphic organizer, smart pen, interactive whiteboard, and synchronous online collaboration. Technology is used in a variety of settings, such as special education classrooms, resource rooms, mainstream classrooms, and specialized schools.
Also, we find technology is used by students with a range of disabilities and across all grade levels. In the majority of reviewed studies, students use technology to complete simple tasks. Also, we find 5 studies of video modeling used similar steps for implementing the video modeling, starting from targeting the behavior to letting the students watching the video. Limitations. There is a disconnect between evidence-based practices and technology integration within literacy instruction. Out of our 10 reviewed studies, we just have one evidence-based practice, which is video modeling. The limitation of time continued to pose a difficulty to the researchers. Lack of the long-term studies to demonstrate any sustained effects of interventions.
We have identified several implications for the future. There is a need for more studies that test the effectiveness of instructional and assistive technology for improving literacy outcomes for students with disabilities in regular classrooms. There is a need for more training for teachers who want to implement assistive and instructional technologies. There is a need for more training for teachers who want to add more rigor to instructional activities. And there is a need for more long-term studies and probes for generalization.
Also, we need more explanation of the criteria and reasons used by researchers to choose certain types of technology. Also, there is a need for more studies that test if instructional and assistive technology can be used on more complex tasks. Finally, we need more studies to explore the use of instructional and assistive technologies with different academic skills, grade levels, age ranges, and specific disability categories.
Thank you.